If you have participated in a private chat or an online meeting that takes place in Microsoft Teams, you may have noticed that you can add different things to that experience, like an audio call or a video call. Some Office 365 subscriptions also include voice calling. This is for dialing colleagues as well as external phone numbers directly from the Teams application by using Voice over IP. Calls is located on the left navigation. It looks like a phone receiver icon. By selecting this from wherever you're working in Teams, you will notice it will change to show you the choices available within the calls area. So this navigation panel that was listing the teams and the various channels associated is now showing us the different areas that we can work in within the calls area. It starts here with speed dial. Speed dial are groups and contacts that you have set up to quickly have access to contacting them. Notice that we have a sales group set up here, and within that sales group, we have two participants, Olivia Fitzpatrick and Pierce Boyd. If you would like to set up a similar group to this, select New Group in the upper right corner, type in a contact group name, and then select Create in the lower right corner. We'll cancel out of this for now. To add participants to a group once you've created it, select the three ellipses just below New Group, and you can add contacts to the group. You can also rename the group or delete the group if it's no longer needed. To add speed dial, select the blue button to the left, and then type in a name or a number and select Add in the lower right corner. For now, let's cancel out of this also. Contacts is just below speed dial in this navigation panel. You can work with the Find a Contact field if your contact list is rather lengthy to narrow down the results and find the contact information needed. You can add contacts to this list that you see in view. You'll see I already have 4 contacts listed here. And to the right of their name is information about them, their title, their phone number. And also, if there's other ways to get in touch with that person, you can select any of these icons to make those choices. If you don't see what's needed, select the 3 ellipses to the right for more options, and this gives you a way to add an existing contact to speed dial or remove the contact from the list. To add new contacts, select Add Contact in the upper right corner, and then type in the name or the phone number and select Add. We'll cancel from this for now. Let's move on to history. As you make and receive calls, they will be listed in the history area. This list view lets you know the name of the person that called you or that you called, as well as if it was an outgoing call, an incoming call, or a missed call, as you see listed in this type area. It also gives you the duration and the date and time in which that call took place. Just as we've seen before, these 3 ellipses will show you more actions, which gives you the capability to call that person back, to start in a chat, also known as instant message, here within the Teams application, or to add that person to the speed dial area that we looked at a moment ago. Now, notice in this list that there is a voicemail. Now, this voicemail is showing as an outgoing call. That means it's not a voicemail from someone else. It means that you have called voicemail to maybe update some of those settings, like the outgoing voicemail message. So that will appear in the history anytime you make setting changes to that within the voicemail settings area of the Teams application. Speaking of voicemail, let's move on to voicemail next. Now, we do have one voicemail here from Pierce Boyd. When you hover over any name within the calls area, a contact card will display that gives you some other quick ways that you can contact that person or even get information about the organization. As we also hover over this area, notice over here to the right, duration is 11 seconds, the date that it was received, the time it was received, as well as some options for how we can work with that. To play back a voicemail, select it from the list, and you will see a way to play it. Before you play it, if you'd like to change the speed of that playback, you can select the 1x with the drop-down arrow and change it to a slower speed or a faster speed. To the right is a transcription of the audio, so it has been transcribed and turned into text that you can read that here. By selecting play, it will begin to play, and then we can select that play button again to pause it at that time frame. If you need to move forward or backward, grab the handle as you see it here and get it to the timeline needed and then select play once more. To make a call from this calls area, select the blue button at the bottom of this navigation titled Make a Call. By selecting this, the Make a Call panel is added to this navigation area, where you can type in a name of someone that you need to look up to make a call, or take a look at the suggested list. This is going to be a list of employees that work around you within your organization. Next to the name are icons to initiate an audio call or to initiate a video call. Best practice when you're making audio or video calls is to have a good quality microphone or webcam. You may have a webcam built into your device, and that should work great for this. For an audio call, though, try not to use the internal microphone if you have another microphone available. That may be a headset or a microphone that plugs into a USB port or another external means. Let's go ahead and initiate a call. We can type the names in here, so I'm going to type in Pierce and then select Pierce Boyd from the list. And if you would like to make a group call, continue to add the names here. If I want to add Olivia, we start typing Olivia and add that name as well. Now, when I select the phone at the bottom, it will initiate an audio call and invite all participants that are in that Make a Call field. If I select the camera, it's going to initiate a video call, which will enable my web camera, and they'll also have the choice to enable their web cameras to see each other and hear each other through the audio. If I determine that I don't want to call everyone, select the X to the right of one of those names, and you can remove as many names as needed from that field. Okay, let's go ahead and make an audio call by selecting the phone round icon here at the bottom. Once that person has accepted the call, you will see that the call stage will look like this. The initials in this circle is the person that I'm speaking with. By hovering over that name, we again see a contact card that gives me a bit more information about that participant. As you also hover over this stage area, notice there are some round icons at the bottom. If you've worked with Skype for Business before, or you've worked with other areas of Teams, that chat that I mentioned, or an online meeting, these are the same icons and tools that you will find available in those spaces. Right now our camera is turned off, but if we select this, we can get a preview of the camera and then turn the camera on for use. To mute, select the microphone. You'll notice that there's a line that crosses through that to indicate that it is muted. To share something from your computer, select the share icon to see what is available. The three ellipses to the right gives you additional capabilities like placing this call on hold, transferring this call to another number, doing what's called a soft transfer, where you can talk to the person you're making that transfer to and then pass the call through to them, starting that video with a blur, working with your keypad if you need to maybe enter something like a bridge number for a conference call, or turn off incoming video for those other participants that are going to be joining you. In the upper right corner is a way for you to make this call space, that's the stage area, full screen. It hides any of the navigation on the left and at the top that is that perimeter of the Teams application. We can go ahead and click that again to bring the Teams menus and application area back into view. Chat is a sidebar conversation that you can have along with this call. Notice that I've had a previous instant message or chat with Pierce, and it's pulling up some of those details in case we need to go back and reference an attachment or something else as this call is happening. We also have a way from here to add additional people. We have emojis as you see them showing up here right now, but this two little persons or two little people with the plus sign is to show the participants that are currently in the call and gives the capability to invite someone else if needed. All right, we're not going to invite Olivia just yet. The cog is your settings to make any device changes you need to. If you have more than one audio device, a way to work with that. And if you have more than one speaker setup, a way for you to make those selections as well. And see if your microphone is working properly and be able to test that, as we can see the indicator here for the volume level. All right, in the upper left corner, we can see who is participating in this call. Pierce Boyd is here. We can also see the timeline for this call. How long has this call been going on? Once ready, if you'd like to hang up on this call, select the red icon here with the white phone receiver to hang up. We get an indicator that says we're leaving the call, and we are back to our chat area for a previous chat that took place with the same person. When you receive a call, you'll get a notification in the lower right corner of who is calling you and a way to accept this as a video call, to accept this as a phone call, or to decline the call. Let's go ahead and accept the call. The call stage appears just as it did when we made an outgoing call. And that's how you can make and receive voice calls.